Kia ora te whānau, 18th of June. Ah, man, that one episode knocked me off to this day. Hold on. June, 18th of June. Tuesday, the 18th of June. So, Maro and Evie, we're doing the tahi. Mauri ora. How are we?
Yeah, I'm alright. Another day, another dollar.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Got my hair toned.
Yeah, it looks very nice.
Thank you.
The curls are popping.
Yeah, well, they take forever, so... I don't know what to say about it. They better look good.
For the people listening, what time do you get up each morning to get your hair ready?
I get up at 4.
I love that.
And I get in full hair and makeup. And then I get in the car and I sit on the damn motorway. And yeah, even just saying it out loud makes me want to drift away into eternal slumber.
Yeah, I would sacrifice looking good for an extra hour's sleep on the show, to be honest with you.
I'm lucky that you have that option. Good for you. Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's nothing I can do about my appearance that people won't make fun of. Like, even if I was dressed very well with a fresh beard, somebody's going to be like, Ranger.
Yeah, same.
Somebody called me the Fanta host the other day, which, like, was a new one, but I recognized their game immediately. So to the person that called me a Fanta host,
I'm not laughing
yourself.
at you, I'm laughing with you because that's outrageous.
Yeah.
Fanta.
Say it to my face, Jay.
Yeah, you leave him
Say
alone.
it to my face.
Leave him alone.
You and your TikTok comments. And it was on the clip where me and Thomas Rose were talking about how TikTok is a horrible place and you shouldn't read the comments.
Yeah, but
but I knew on that clip that I had to read the comments.
You're inviting it in.
Yeah, I was inviting
You're
it
inviting it in.
So there's that. For the video viewers, yes, I have my laptop on my lap where it belongs. Blues tickets are on sale soon, like within the next hour of recording this.
Do they sell out like that?
This one might. Blues get actually. You know what? There's a big corridor around live sports, especially live rugby. People haven't really been buying tickets to them. We went to the Brumbies game, Blues vs Brumbies at Mount Eden at Eden Park on Friday. Like half of the arena was full. Besides,
how much are tickets?
They're going up. I can't remember the exact price. I get given tickets. That sounds kind of stink, but
yeah,
I've been
but
given
like how much?
I have to buy these. Well, then less than $100, but they're definitely more
you're looking
expensive
like a
than they
70?
used to. I think so.
Oh, that's a lot.
Depending on where you're sitting, if you want an allocated seat, yep, probably upwards of that. If you just want like GA, which is just like if the seat's not taken, it's yours. Yeah. But those seats don't have cover.
I think that's quite a lot of money.
I
remember going to like Phoenix games and stuff when I was younger, and it was like the reason it was so accessible was like $30. You know, you kind of decide on the night to go and just get a little ticky. 70's a bit of an investment.
People are saying like, oh, maybe it's the sport that's stopping people from going to the games. But honestly, my honest belief is that getting to arenas is very difficult with public transport at the moment. Tickets are very expensive, and we're in a recession. There's just a lot of things that economy-wise that make it a difficult buy.
Yeah, whenever something's at Eden Park, I'm like, okay, how am I getting there?
Yeah,
I'm not driving. I can't get the bus. I can't get the train. How am I getting there?
I drive to a train station because they're usually weekend nights. So like my car I can get a car park and then I just train over because you get free transport.
I just make someone drop me off in the general vicinity.
Oh yeah, that's always handy.
As close as you can get without getting stuck in the traffic, girl. I'll get out there and I will waddle the rest of the way. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting the bus. I don't believe in that.
I don't blame you. The buses are
not doing it.
The bus is statistically
Can't.
tough to catch.
Can't live like that.
Coming up on the show today, we're covering everything from Mr. Beast and Aotearoa to coffee news. We've also got a special guest.
Lauren Borhani's here. She is the DJ for Taking Back Saturdays, which, for those who didn't catch the reference of Taking Back Saturdays, it's the international emo DJ party night across New Zealand and Australia.
Wow.
So I caught up with her last week, and I'm obsessed with her. She wore a full lash on a weekday in the morning, and I think that is a girl after my own heart.
Yeah.
I love her. I'm obsessed with her.
Lauren's going to be joining us shortly. But speaking of the Blues, the Chiefs, they're playing this weekend. That's going to be in your headlines up next, where we welcome in Waimirirangi to give us the news recap. Kia ora, Miri. How are we?
Kia ora. Good.
Good.
Back.
I'm good too. Thank you for asking.
Oh, yes, sorry.
What's our news recap, Miri?
Well, okay, you know what? This is why the interaction wasn't that well. Our maramataka today, Matua Harry is the name of the moon phase, And it says it's not really a good day for like catching up or having like hui with people.
Oh, well, we're going out for lunch later.
Oh, we are.
Oh, something
we're
weird's
bad.
going to happen. Well, I don't have any money to pay for the lunch. I think that's going to cause some
That's
problems.
what's going to happen.
You like with your last $3, the Red Bull got stuck in the vending machine.
Yeah, it's not been.
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
had the best start to the day.
But we got it out.
We did get it out
We did get it out.
through violence.
Pure violence and aggression. Anyway, our news meeting.
Your headlines. So, Super Rugby semi-final results. The Chiefs upset the Hurricanes 30-19 on Saturday night to set up a Super Rugby Pacific final against the Blues. The Blues will host the All New Zealand final at Eden Park on Saturday after they beat the Act Brumbies 34-20 in Friday's first semi-final.
Smoke the Brumbies.
Yep.
What can I say? I told myself if the Chiefs win this, the Blues are winning the tournament. If the Chiefs beat the Canes, I was like, and that means the Chiefs are going to the finals, the Blues are winning the finals. I knew that. I'm sorry, Chiefs fans. I'm not sorry.
I do like the Chiefs. I'm not really like on either side, to be honest, but I do think the Blues are possibly going to take this one out.
They better. I'm here on my laptop right now trying to buy tickets.
Everything you guys are saying right now, I don't understand.
That's all right.
Blues, Brumbies, smoked, win, champion final. That's right.
Festpac 2024, so it's a traditional Pacific, not Festpac, but traditional Pacific carving practices were celebrated there. They are being celebrated in Hawaii at the 13th Festival of Pacific Arts and Culture, otherwise known as Festpac. Master carvers from across the region have spent the week side by side carving giant exhibition pieces to be on display this weekend. Anthony Watson, a carver from Palau, says it has been eye-opening to learn new ways of telling stories through carvings, and the carvers say that the gathering has inspired them to be more proactive in teaching their techniques to further generations.
I love that. Festpac, I'm very FOMO, I didn't go.
I know, I saw
Where is
heaps
it?
of it.
Hawaii.
Man.
Oh, well, I was going to say, like, well, why didn't you go? Like, but yeah, well, you're not getting all the way over there, are you?
They sent Tiana.
Yeah, Tiana was there.
Yeah,
Tiana was
Aaron's a
there. She's sent me a
journalist.
bunch of stories that she's working on that are really cool. Like that carving one.
Yeah.
So when she gets back, hopefully we'll bring her through the studio.
Be keen,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's lived it up. I'm very envious.
It looked like a cool experience. Matariki events attracting record crowds as knowledge grows. Record numbers have attended Matariki events since it became a national holiday, according to festival organisers. Auckland Council Matariki Festival lead Maushuata Lucas estimated more than 200,000 people had attended Matariki events in the city centre alone each year since it became a public holiday. And Bay of Plenty Matariki Festival organiser Jackie Sanders says she was expecting the largest turnout yet for the event and had to add more dates to sold out events. She also said that people were starting to get more excited about Matariki and getting a better understanding of what it's about.
I mean, that's why you make it a public holiday, right?
Yeah, it's definitely, since it's become a public holiday, so many more people who otherwise wouldn't have had an understanding of what Matariki do. And it's cool because, like, it's relative to all Pacific Island nations. We all have some form of Matariki. We all celebrate it in some way, shape, or form. And being able to celebrate it here in Aotearoa, it's cool. And who doesn't love a public holiday?
Yeah.
I just love any New Year's celebration.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't care where it's from. I don't care when it is. I don't
Yeah.
care what we're doing. I'm having a good time. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, new me in June.
I love doing that. I love having another chance at doing it, you know?
Yeah, we'll start again now.
Yeah, I'm not celebrating that Gregorian colonizer New Year's. That doesn't count to me, you know?
I do still celebrate that
I was
one
gonna say
myself, but yes. Green Party co-leader Marama Davidson announces breast cancer diagnosis. So Davidson spoke from Parliament surrounded by Green MPs on yesterday, and announced that a biopsy has confirmed that she has breast cancer. She says fortunately the cancer has been caught early and treatment will begin soon. She expects to take about 4 months leave but can't confirm when she'll be returning to Parliament. And she also said she naturally wants to look after others, and it was hard for her to listen to the wise voices who told her it was time to look after herself.
She also did make note that she will still be going and asking the Green Party to vote for her for co-leader. She's asking that they still vote for her, regardless of the fact that she has this treatment she's undertaking and that she does plan to return. She's just made it clear she doesn't really know when.
She's a tough lady.
She is, man.
Remember when she got hit by that bike
Yeah.
at that protest, and she got straight back up and was like, let's get him. Like, she's a tough woman.
She's strong,
Yeah.
I think it's hard though for when you are like a strong woman, like she's got all these kids, she's like responsible for the Green Party, and then you're getting told like, you cannot fix this on your own, you have to go to treatment, you have to be looked after. I think that's quite mentally challenging for people who are like strong and reliable, because I'm weak, I'm like, help, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and a key thing she also mentioned in her speech, which I thought was really special, was her reminding people of that importance of getting breast screening.
Oh, yeah.
Because breast cancer is most treatable when it's found early. If you want to learn more about breast cancer screening and some of the options that you have and so forth, a really wonderful place to find that info is the Breast Cancer Foundation's website. That's breastcancerfoundation.org.nz. They have a bunch of resources there and information to tell you when you should be getting screened, and so forth. Super important for your
it's also
health.
free.
Yeah, totally free service. Utilize this.
If you live out west, if you go to Linfield Countdown, they got one of them trucks set up in there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you can go get your groceries and go pop your West screen. Yeah, it's supposed to be for over 40 for free, but if they're not busy and you just show up, they'll just
Oh.
yeah.
But if you got questions about your breast health, make sure you do some research, get informed. The breastcancerfoundation.org.nz website, they have a phone line there you can call, as well as an email service. So, yeah, that's our news.
Those are your headlines.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you,
Waimirirangi.
thank you.
We're stepping out. Up next, Evie caught up with Lauren over last Thursday, correct?
Yes.
So we're going to play that interview out now.
Joining me now, she is a DJ, she is a PR person, she is at Ding Dong Lounge, she is a grown-up emo just like me. Lauren Borhani's here. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to have you.
Oh, it's so exciting to be here. Love Tahi's mahi. You guys are amazing.
Thank you.
And the
I
work-
also like that Tahi and mahi rhyme. I love it so much.
I know.
I do. It's like a bit I do all the time. Like, I got mahi at Tahi today, guys. It doesn't always land. But as someone who I would describe as Australia and New Zealand's premier emo DJ.
Oh my gosh,
for
bless
Taking
you.
Back Saturdays, which again, amazing play on words, which
Yeah.
I love.
So clever.
It's just like, it's so obvious and so good and so perfect. Like, you see it, you know exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah.
We're taking back Saturdays.
Yeah.
Sunday's already been taken back.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
moving on. When it comes to those events, like, it's kind of like there's a bit of nostalgia there and everything.
Yeah.
Who's the audience for it? Like,
Oh my gosh, you'd be surprised. The elder emos like us, who, you know, stand for too long and then have neck and back pain and oh my God, don't even get me started on my knees. And then there's like a whole new group of young kids who are coming through with songs that I wouldn't necessarily have expected them to like know word for word. Like, they know every single word to Dear Maria, Count Me In.
No.
And when I was their age, I didn't. And it's just, it's so great. It's so great. It's like, I think it's for everyone. And honestly, like, it's the same as me spending time at Dang. Like, the second that you walk down those stairs, like, you're in a room full of misfits, right? Like, you're in a room full of people who were bullied at high school. And it's going to be nothing but good vibes. And it just is. It's just, I love doing it so much. I feel so honoured.
I don't trust people who never had like a weird phase in high school or like were ugly for a bit or something, or like had a weird look that maybe didn't work. Like, I'm like, you don't know.
Yeah, where's your personality?
You don't know what life is about.
Yeah.
Like, you know nothing. Yeah. I'm like, Dear Maria, Count Me In is like not the one I would expect the kids to be into. Like, because I've been thinking about this a lot, and this was like my whole scheme to get you on here was so I could talk about this. I've been thinking about this a lot of like, I do feel these rumblings of like emo and scene coming back.
Yes,
like,
for
especially
sure.
on my TikTok, like there's the girl who's doing Coon Tales again.
Oh, gosh.
And I'm like, is it just my algorithm that is made for me, or is that something that you've noticed as well?
Yeah, like I think there's been a few things. Like emo's back, baby, and
back,
thank
girl.
God it's back.
I've been saying it for years, by the way, that it was coming back, and no one listened to me, and I will name names, Tony Stamp, and it is back. So I was right. Carry on.
Exactly. No, listen, like I've had the same fringe and eyeliner for like 2 decades
If
now.
it works,
so
it works.
Exactly. You know, hides the forehead. What does my forehead look like? No one will ever know.
It's a medical mystery.
But no, like I think like hate to bring it back to the Kardashians, but obviously when Kourtney Kardashian started dating Travis Barker and was in her rock phase, Trav, you know, like that really helped to bring sort of rock back to the forefront. Artists like Youngblood as well are just doing absolutely incredible things. I had the honour of DJing Youngblood's album release party at Ding Dong Lounge.
Like, I love Ding Dong Lounge.
I know, what can it do?
Just a promotional interview about Ding Dong Lounge.
I know. Spend money there. Keep the bar open. Do it. Yeah, so it's definitely back, and I've just seen these parties that we've been doing across the country just get more and more popular. I mean, last year we extended to Dunedin and Queenstown for the first time, or potentially
Dunedin
also...
will get it. Dunedin gets it.
Dunedin got it.
They get it.
Dunedin were like filthy, and I loved it. Like the more people just lose their shit in the crowd, that the more I lose my shit on the stage, and it just becomes like a big cycle. It's so much fun.
How do you sort of like? I mean, you've got to be able to pick the songs because you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But how there's so for like in my mind, I'm like there are so many songs that you could play. How do you sort of like narrow it down? Is it kind of like, oh, people are talking about Taking Back Sunday again, let me throw some of those in, or are you going straight off just like these ones are good, I'm gonna play them?
Honestly, there must be some sort of like spiritual thing happening because I'm like, I don't know, I just wing it every single time. Like I have all of my playlists ready to go. The Taking Back Saturday playlist on Spotify obviously plays sort of the key part of it, but then, you know, Bring Me will release a new album, or Paramore will release a new album, and you just incorporate things in. Like there's obviously different paces of the night depending on what time of the night you start. Like the first sort of half hour to an hour or so is when I sort of do like the things that people have like really haven't heard ever in a bar, like the Panic at the Disco first album songs of like Time to Dance or something.
What a good album.
I know, isn't it so good?
I know, so good. I remember honestly, and it could have even been you DJing, because I don't know, when I first got to Auckland, I didn't know anyone, and I was like, where am I going to go? And I went to Ding Dong Lounge by myself.
That was my
and
experience
I came
as well.
in, and it's when people were still vaping inside, and there was these mean goth girls in really cool hats, like vaping inside and like glaring around. I was like, love this. Like, okay. And then someone started playing Under Oath. And I was like, I love this. I've never heard Under Oath played by not me. Like, this is awesome.
That's exactly my experience when I walked down the stairs for the first time. I was like, wow, I feel like I'm in my friend's garage back in Christchurch.
Yes,
like,
it's
this
giving,
is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not having to listen to stuff that I don't want to in town and pretending to have a good time. Like, it's just, you know, it's just the community. I love it.
I do find it to be like a genuinely safe space. It's like genuinely people are quite friendly, and like, I don't know, I've just never had any like bad experiences there, except one time actually, me and my friends were there for some reason, and we were all dancing on the pole, because I love that there's like a pole in there.
Oh yeah, why not?
Because exactly,
you
why
need
not?
a pole here.
Yeah, why not, right? And we were all like dancing on it and going a bit too much, and then this guy was like, hey, like, he was trying to be helpful. He's like, oh, you guys might get hurt. And we were like, how dare you tell us how to live our lives? Like,
you are a man.
So it's like, that was literally us being the problem, but it was still good. I think that what I find interesting about emo kind of bubbling back now is, we're getting deep now.
Oh, here we go.
Is when you think about like what sort of triggers something like that, and what kind of happened in the 2000s. Like, it's this response to 9/11 and to war, and it's this response to financial crashes and like instability. And it's like, emos
Here we are again,
right?
2024.
And it's always been sort of like a suburban kid thing. Like, it's sort of, you know, like, even though that's not everyone, that's sort of like,
It
that's
does
part of the
kind of
core
come
of it.
from like privilege, doesn't it?
Totally, because it's these kids who, you know, they're usually pretty middle class, and you kind of have this little promise for the future, but then the uncertainty of like war, financial recessions, this, that, the other thing, and you're like, oh my God, what's going on? I don't know how to deal with it.
Yes, I do. My Chemical Romance.
Exactly, because I'm not okay, girl. I'm
Yeah,
freaking
girl,
out.
trust me.
And so I find it interesting that it's happening again, because I do think it's a really cool lens to look at, like, the movement of pop culture through. Because, like, also, you know, getting deep with it, now getting light with it. Machine Gun Kelly, thoughts?
I knew you were going to do this. Listen, I said this to you at the AMAs. I feel like emo girl is appropriating my culture, and I refuse to engage with it. Like, no, I'm sorry. Like, Willow girl, love you.
Love Willow. Love
MGK.
Willow. I do like the one where he goes, if I was a painter, I'd be a depressionist. I was like, I was like, that's good.
Like, listen, MGK, I do like maybe like one or two of his songs. There's this group of guys who come to the Christchurch and Dunedin Taking Back Saturdays who are just so much fun. Every time I see them, they're like, play My Bloody Valentine. And every single time I'm like, this is for my boys. And they just dance their butts off. But, I mean, My Bloody Valentine was the video where Machine Gun Kelly met Megan Fox.
Oh my God! If only we could take that back, right?
I know. I think she would.
It was intense. It's like I wasn't even in it, and I felt like it was intense and stressful. Like I was like, I hope they're okay.
Yeah, like that ring was just a bit of a red flag.
That was. I would not describe it as a green flag. It was a bit. It was a bit Twilight.
Yes.
It was a bit Twilight, which isn't necessarily a bad thing to be.
Yeah.
But that's another thing that's come back around. We're all allowed to like Twilight now.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that
I
good?
was so embarrassingly into Twilight in high school.
You really?
It's so I know, this is so unsurprising. Listen, I was a mess with it.
That's
Like
the whole point of high school.
To be honest, I'm still a mess, and that's fine. Bless this mess. Like at least I can just sit in my mess and enjoy it. No, like I was into Twilight in a really embarrassing way. And you're so right that the Gen Zs have come back and sort of like, and they don't even like. I feel like they're not even ironically liking it. They genuinely really like it.
They don't get embarrassed like we did.
Yeah.
Like I think that's probably a key difference between like some of these younger emos and ourselves. Even though I'm only 21, where we had to be like embarrassed and like bullied about it, and it wasn't cool.
Yeah, it was
like
never. It was not cool.
It was not a cool thing to do, and the worst thing you could be called was a Wemo.
Oh my gosh, a wannabe
my
emo.
gosh, that was the worst thing that anyone could. And but if someone said like you're emo, I was always like, no, I'm not. Even
Yeah,
though
I know. I'd be like,
I
yes.
was like, I definitely was. I'm like, this is just who I am, and I'm not an emo. I'd never be an emo.
And it's not a phase.
It's not. It's clearly not a phase. Look at
Clearly
us.
not. Here I
Clearly
am.
not a phase.
Still wearing my chucks. Still got my fringe.
Got my little pinstripe jacket on.
Oh my gosh, welcome to the Black Parade,
Yeah, you're
girl.
welcome to the parade. But yeah, I just think they don't. Gen Z is like, that's one thing I really admire about them is like they don't like bully each other about what people like. They'll bully someone for being like annoying and horrible and rude and judgmental, but they'll never be like, ooh, you like emo music, boo. Like that just doesn't happen anymore.
And like I feel like it sort of goes both ways though, right? Because like the emos, like there are some emos in the scene who will say, oh no, like the new Bring Me the Horizon isn't emo. It's like, yeah,
what
it is.
What is it then?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they're sort of going back and going, oh well no, the old Bring Me the Horizon, the sort of Pray for Plagues era, like that's my Bring Me. And I feel like there is like a sense of I don't want to say elitism in sort of like the rock scenes, but it's like, you know, we got bullied for liking these things. Don't bully people for liking Taylor Swift. Like it's fine. Like everyone can like what they want. And in fact, we did a Taking Back Saturday down in Wellington a couple of weeks ago. It was a Swemo night, and it killed. I walked away with the beautiful little friendship bracelets, and it was just the most beautiful crowd. And like it worked so well. Like I was saying to you, like there's that sort of the Zen diagram of why Swemo Night works so well is you have the two circles of people who like emo music and people who like Taylor Swift, and right in the middle is people with a lot of feelings. So it works so well.
You're so right. I'm definitely not a Swiftie, but I just couldn't care less. I just don't care what other people like, really.
Yeah.
If you like it, go for it. I'm never going to be into it. It's not my thing. But
No, I was never into her until my TikTok blah blah blah. My TikTok algorithm kept serving me up so many videos of the Eras tour and just the production and the catalogue of music she has. It's like, girl, go.
I really liked her little Versace bodysuits that she's been wearing.
Oh my gosh,
Those are actually like incredible. But I also feel like a lot of artists now, like I keep talking about Chappell Roan. I realised that I was editing some interviews the other day and I realised that I've brought her up every single episode for the last like 3 weeks. But I bring her up again. I feel like there's a lot of Midwest emo influence in there, for sure.
Absolutely.
And I feel like when you know, emo and the classic emo sort of went from the mainstream, there's been this like total bubbling of like Midwest. They never stopped.
Well,
they never got happy out there. They just kept going.
Well, I mean, gestures vaguely at the world around us, first of all. But like, I think Olivia Rodrigo, I'm a huge
love Olivia
fan
Rodrigo.
of.
I will not hear a bad word about Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I refuse. I love her.
She's so cool, and I feel like there's sort of that influence. I mean, Queen Hayley Williams.
Yeah, legend,
like,
icon, star.
Taking a moment for our
for one
mother.
Yeah.
she has obviously influenced so many people. Like, she influences Billie Eilish. And just, Olivia Rodrigo is so cool. I wish that I had someone like her when I was a young Gen Z to be like, men are trash.
Yeah, fuck
for
my
sure.
ex, bro.
Yeah.
Yes,
You
don't
didn't
date
mean
But
a word that
also,
you wrote
it's
in that
like,
song
you know,
about
her
me.
bum ass ex leaving her for Sabrina Carpenter.
I know, and then
Bum
Sabrina
ass.
Carpenter just comes
She don't
along
need him
and
either.
she drops Feather and
She's like, I don't give a shit.
I'm
And
obsessed with Sabrina
she
Carpenter.
looks great, eh? I copied
So
her
good.
hair, like, completely.
Oh,
and
looks
then
so good.
my boyfriend made this comment, like, he was like, keep liking all the pictures on Instagram, which isn't illegal. It's not illegal. But I was like, why? And he's like, she looks like you. I'm like, she doesn't look a fucking thing like me. I copied her hair.
Wait, is that Sabrina Carpenter?
I look more like Jennifer Lawrence. Now that I've said it, you're going to notice it.
Oh my gosh, you do a little bit.
I love it. It's crazy, right?
I love it.
No, like, I never bring it up. I never even mention it. But, you know, moving away from the beauty of emo music and the world we live in, you know, you have a day job, you work behind the scenes at a lot of big events and stuff. And I always find it interesting when I'm listening to stuff about how that actually works. Because I don't know if people understand how many people are there.
Yeah.
How many moving parts there are. And, like, what are all these people actually doing? And I figured you could share some insight.
Yeah, well, we obviously met in person for the first time at the Aotearoa Music Awards.
Yeah, it was
so,
slay.
that was so much fun. So my PR company that I work for, PED, New Zealand's largest independent PR agency, they have Recorded Music New Zealand as a client. So the Aotearoa Music Awards is one of the projects that we work on each year. And honestly, it's just an absolute pleasure to celebrate the incredible local artists that we have. And so, planning starts obviously months out, and it's figuring out, you know, when we're releasing things, all sorts of things in the lead up to obviously trying to get people to watch and know where it is. And then just trying to profile as many artists as we can throughout the media. And man, media went hard this year. It was so good.
We were busy. Do you know what? I still am thinking about this. You are so amazing at going, this is this person, they're coming. And you know who everyone is. And I didn't have my glasses on, so I couldn't see shit. I just only see what was in front of me on the red carpet. And you're running around going, there's this person, do you want
Ray's
them?
coming.
Go to get them. There he is. I'm like, her vision is great.
Oh, please, well,
2020 vision.
Thank you.
You had LASIK or something?
I
How do you do that?
actually need to wear glasses normally.
What?
I had an eye patch when I was a kid to try
my
and
God.
correct. Like, had a little
That's
pudding
so
on it.
anime of you. That's so cool.
Full main character moment,
yes,
right?
Yes.
No, like and it goes back to, you know, the amount of people who are there. So we have sheets with what artists look like and various people like letting me know who some of them are, and then I let the media know so that, you know, can bring them through. But yeah, no, it's a real team effort, and just it was just an amazing event.
It was fun, eh?
It was so
I
good.
had a good time, and that's the main thing.
Well, thank goodness. I will be sure to report that back.
That's what matters. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm very
thank you for
excited
having
about
me.
more taking backs of Saturdays. You got anything coming up?
We do.
Seamless plug.
Oh my gosh, we do. So the next one we have coming up is on repeat, Bring Me the Horizon Night.
Yes!
I'm so excited about. That's 5th of July at Neck of the Woods, and I am absolutely frothing. So that's in celebration of their new album, and I just can't wait to spin all of it.
We're going to play Pray for Plagues.
Duh, of course we are.
Yeah.
Girl, let me know if you want to come. I'll put you on the door.
Oh my God. Me? I love it.
I'm so excited. Yeah, it's such an honour to get to do this around the country, and just I think it's healed me in more ways than the audience would ever know. Just being up there, connecting with people, and enjoying the power of nostalgia, which ultimately it is. It's sort of taking you back to a time.
Taking you back to Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
If you will.
Yeah.
If you will. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been fun.
Yay, thank you for having me. This has been great.
Yay.
And we're back, and we're talking about Mr. Beast. He was spotted, reportedly. There's no evidence of this, but it landed in the papers somehow.
He's in the Tron.
He's in the Tron. He's in Hammers. He was spotted at a Woolies in Hamilton.
I just, like, obviously there is no photographic evidence. And I'm like, a Woolies in Hamilton, huh? That's where Mr. Beast is at. And I'm like, what's he doing? If he was building a bunker, he'd be in Queenstown.
So apparently he was there doing some Great Point, by the way.
Thank you.
That's what most wealthy people are doing.
Yeah.
In the article, it said that Mr. Beast explained to the person that saw him that he was there looking at the Feastables sections. So Feastables is Mr. Beast's new snack company. I think it's chocolate in particular. And he's been traveling, and I saw this on his social media. Anywhere that sells it, he's going there to look at it, to, I guess, approve of how they're stocking the shelves. But this is by the way, this is a common practice. It's just that usually when you own a larger company, you'd send somebody else. You may have seen Logan Paul, I believe, is the one who owns Prime Energy. He's gone and visited a lot of stores to make sure that they're merchandising his product correctly. It's a standard procedure. It's just strange to see it of the owner. Usually you'd send somebody else. But yeah, have you tried Mr. Beast's Feastables?
No. God, no.
Yeah, YouTuber snacks feels like a
No.
weird thing.
What? It's just, no. I'm not, I can't fathom the amount of, money and power that these, white YouTube dudes have. I mean this, so respectfully, but, that guy's really annoying. He's really annoying, so I'm not going to buy his little snack. It's I know how much money you have. Mm. And then you don't even, he's like, oh, but I give it away. You don't give it away. You exploit people and torture them and put them on YouTube and then give them money. Which made me concerned because he was in Hamilton. I'm like, those are people who, if you said put your hand on this car for the longest time, you'll be there for months. Yeah. This is Hamilton. These are hearty people who will do whatever for the bit. I was worried.
I tried one of the Feastables chocolate things, and I got to be honest with you, it's never going to break in the market because we have good chocolate in New Zealand.
I was going to say, we got Whittaker's,
It's
brother.
like taking Mr. Beast's, Feastables to, what is it, Belgium or something like that?
Ooh, yeah.
You're not beating the market. The local market is already good. That thing is, if you're American, you probably eat it and go, wow, this tastes like real chocolate. But to us, it's just man, even the cheapest chocolate in New Zealand.
American chocolate is quite bad. It tastes like wax.
Yeah, it doesn't taste real.
British chocolate is okay.
Yeah.
It's not as good as New Zealand chocolate, but it's better than American chocolate. Yeah. But obviously Belgium. Oh, but Danish chocolate as well. That whole little area, they figured it out. They figured it out. So so have we. So I just don't see it breaking into the market. But I am curious if you were to see, because there's a chance, right? You saw Mr. Beast in public. Do you have it in you to be like, gee, can I borrow some money? Yeah. Can I hold some money? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Hello, sir, with all your money. You're walking around. Him, sir? Yeah, I would call him sir. They're more likely to give me some money. I'll be like, look, you want to exploit me on some video? I'll freaking hold my breath as long as I can, and you give me $1,000 for every second I'm in there. Film the video now. That's because I still haven't watched that much Mr. Beast, to be fair, and I wasn't actually super aware of I knew he was a famous YouTuber. I don't know who he was. I didn't watch any of it, and then I watched those few videos last year when we were talking about him, and I was like, what the hell is this? What the hell? It's all these people if I get enough money, I can get my cancer treatment and send my son to college. And Mr. Beast is like, well, you let go of the car. Yeah. So you get nothing. It's like, what is this? Jokes aside, I do have to recognize that he did set up a bunch of safe drinking water options in remote African So did
villages.
Akon.
Yeah, I'm just...
And electricity. It's he's probably done a few good things, but with that amount of money...
he could
we could do so much more. That's why I just find, I don't know, I'm probably never going to be that rich. I understand that people are like, oh, we need to not tax the billionaires because what if I'm a billionaire? No, I'm more likely that I'm going to be homeless than ever be a billionaire. Lord knows. But if I was, my first thought wouldn't be, okay, well, how do I just get YouTube video views out of this? It would be okay, well, who needs all this money? It's not me, Gore. I got my Honda Fit runs on $40 a fortnight. I don't need more than that. Nice.
I'm probably asking. No, I'm not asking Mr. Beast for money if I saw him. I just wouldn't have it in me.
Yeah, would you just hi?
I don't even think I'd steer him out. Eye him out. What? Yeah.
Yeah, how many watts can I do? Yeah. You give me $1,000 per watt? Yeah. What? Yeah. What? We'd be really good.
Am I standing over Mr. Beast? Probably not. But am I looking at him very evilly?
Does he got security? Is he walking around in Hamilton without security?
It'd be outrageous if he didn't have security with him. Apparently he had a team with him when he was spotted at the Woolies. But yeah. Best of luck to Mr. Beast and whatever his endeavours are in Aotearoa.
Give us some money.
Yeah, please.
I really want to go to Japan.
Moving on. Print journalism may be living in some difficult times. Maybe. I don't know if you know this. They don't print a lot of newspapers anymore.
Not the way they used to.
No, it's definitely in a weird place, obviously, with the introduction of social media, the internet, television. Print publication has fallen on hard times as a form of media that a lot of people are not utilizing. However, oddly enough, one news publication has only gotten stronger, and that is, you know it, you love it, Evie?
Coffee News, baby.
The brown piece of paper
5 years.
that's right up by the cafe counter has survived 25 years. 30 franchises.
30 franchises.
Up and down the motu,
Whole
as
motu.
Ashley Bloomfield would say. It is a mainstay in cafes and eateries all around the country, and it's still thriving. Apparently, New Zealanders love the coffee news.
When misinformation is rampant across all different platforms coming in from all different directions, guess what? Coffee News, no lies in there. Mostly advertising for other small businesses. That's mostly what is in there.
Yeah.
That's kind of the whole scheme. That's kind of how it works. It's like a little, whatever. We love it. It's great. I'm waiting for my coffee. I'm having a look at little Coffee News. I'm seeing what deals are around in the neighbourhood. I'm having a look. And I love it. I love Coffee News. And if they ever got rid of it, I would flip out.
It is a mainstay, a national treasure, a diamond in the rough, the coffee news.
Diamond in the rough.
I am so grateful that we have it and that it's still around to this day, because I went into a cafe like not too long ago. Like, even the most bougiest of cafes have the coffee news. And I was looking at it in this very expensive cafe that costs $8 for a small latte, and I was thinking, I'm proud of you, Coffee News.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm on the Coffee News website, and the director of Coffee News is a man called Rudy Knox. It was pretty cool. Did an interview on the spin-off, but the website's so nice.
He also did an interview with our very own Emil Donovan.
Oh, Emil, once
Emil,
again.
sweet
once
prince.
again. But it says, I love this line. What we love about Coffee News is that we know our readers have money to spend. Otherwise, they wouldn't sip $6 cappuccinos in their favourite cafe. They're certainly not cutting out coupons on the kitchen table trying to find the cheapest price. I'm like, you know what, Rudy Knox, you got me there.
Yeah, he might have.
You got me there.
Oh.
I am spending money I don't have at the cafe, 100%. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
All the money, whenever people like millennials and their coffees and their avocado toast.
Oh, man.
But in reality, if I'm being honest with myself and the world, I do be spending money I don't have on those things. It's not holding me back from buying a house or something. I think it's a different conversation.
Yeah, the day I stop drinking coffee is the day I get a mortgage.
I do be getting little treats because, life is difficult.
And the coffee news is always there for you.
And I want to go read the Coffee News and the real news.
Yeah, the real news.
Drink a little cup of coffee.
So next time you find yourself in your local cafe, grabbing yourself a nice hot cuppa, pick up a copy of the Coffee News and take a moment to appreciate print journalism and its finest attributes and its greatest possible physical form. Shout out the Coffee News. Shout out Rudy.
Anyone from the Herald listening to this is going to be fuming.
Sorry. It's Coffee News for me. It's Coffee News. It's got to be Coffee News.
Coffee News.
And if you deny that, you're lying to yourself. Let's bring it back to earth, bud?
Get it together.
Anyway, we're getting on with the show. It's Tuesday, which means new music. Can I just shout out, I wrote the caption for the new music post and nobody appreciated it.
I was really wondering who wrote that.
She in my phone with a nickname. It's new music.
I didn't get it.
The J. Cole verse, and he's like, got her phone in my nickname. It's Grippy. And everyone's been making fun of him because it kind of sounds like I'm going to play it for you afterwards. You'll never respect that man again. But new music. It came out last night to be specific. And our featured artist is Eli Superfly. But over to local, one of your favorite bands, friends of the show.
Earth Tongue, Tongue of the Earth, Earth Tongue, released a new song, Nightmare, from their album Great Haunting, which just came out. If you want to catch Earth Tongue live, too bad. They're in Europe for maybe ever. And they seem to be having a really great time over there. And I'm seeing it on their stories and liking it. And I'm kind of come back though, but good for them.
Over to global, an Australian duo that I've really been enjoying, in particular, Solly. Solly teaming up with a man named Isaac, and pardon me if my pronunciation is butchered here, Isaac Peril. They have a song called Riddle Me This. Solly is great. Highly recommended. I think it was actually Church and AP that put me onto Solly. When they came through, they were like, "You need to listen to this guy. He's really good." And man, the visuals and everything like that are astounding. Shout out to Solly and the team over in Oz. I love seeing some Brown Boys win, man. But also speaking of new music or music in general, our favorite little guy,
Favorite guy in the whole wide world.
best friend of the show,
Favorite guy.
Biffle, best friends for life, the man, the stamp, Tony Stamp.
Tony Stamp, the icon of my life. I'm obsessed with Tony. We all are. He's been doing the sampler for a very long time, in which he expertly reviews 3 albums or EPs a week, something I could never even try and do. And from 2 weeks ago actually, on Sundays on RNZ National, you can listen to Tony Stamp for a whole hour. Sampler Sundays. You better not be doing something else. You don't want to be doing something. That's Tony Stamp.
Yeah.
That's Tony Stamp.
4 p.m. every Sunday. It is amazing. I've really enjoyed the last 2 weeks. Last week he had Christoph Altruento talking about his very skanky reggae album, which was really great. And by skanky, I mean like
Say
the
skanky
skank.
again.
Skanky. Skanky.
Skank be the rock in your life.
Yeah, it's skank music, not skanks. Skank
Or
music.
both. Skanks love Tony Stamp. Yeah, it's a good show.
Skanks for Tony Stamp. And on Sunday's episode, he caught up with Lily Caron.
Lily Caron.
And
After I caught up with her, may I just say.
Yeah, just throwing that out there. We got there first. Yeah, and so he has an interview with a musician, some album reviews, and he plays out some of his favorite music at the time. It is really good. I highly recommend it. It's one of those things that to me is one of the beautiful parts of radio.
Oh, yeah.
If you're a fan of radio, if you're a fan of music, there's something there for you. And I think Tony, being so passionate about supporting music, supporting local music, and just supporting radio, I mean, it's your guy. Joining me in the studio now, producer Harry, our illustrious newsreader.
Newsreader?
Is newsreader a good term for you?
Not
I like
really.
it.
No.
More
Digital
than a
content
newsreader.
producer.
It's one of my hats.
One of the many
Yes.
hats.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're talking about best school trips. Everyone, I hope, has experienced a school trip. Even I, a high school dropout, a mere peasant, has enjoyed a school trip. Many a few. And they were one of my favorite things because I think it was just like a great opportunity to not have to do schoolwork, even though I always hated when you went to the museum and they'd sit you in that room with the desks and you'd end up having to do schoolwork, at least at Auckland Museum. I'd love to hear some of your best school trip experiences.
When I was in primary school, we used to go watch the Harry Potter movies when they came out. Yeah.
How do you top
the
that?
Whole school would.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and it was cool because I went to like a kura kaupapa, so it was fully like te reo Māori, and it was like real rebellious to like speak English or hear English during school
really?
hours. So I was like, oh, like we're watching the
English.
English movie. Yeah, I thought it was real
About
nice.
Britain.
Yeah.
Do you ever get to go to the movies for school trips?
Firstly, has anyone ever dubbed a Harry Potter movie in Te Reo? 'Cause
No,
I feel like that would be fire.
But
Actually
there are a lot of real speaker Harry Potter fans. That's what we call them.
I do like the
Spell
idea
names
of...
in Te Reo would be
Yeah, that's a
fucking
thing.
sick.
That's a thing.
Yeah, I think like... Because, I mean, you got... there's a ton of movies now. Moana,
Yeah.
The Lion King...
But I haven't seen it. I haven't heard of or seen a Harry Potter in Te Reo.
Somebody make that happen. Not J.K. Rowling.
Imagine Goblet of Fire though, and it's like beautiful Te Reo speaking, and then they're like Victor Crumb.
I feel like a school trip should have been... We should have gotten taken to school trips to the cinemas for Lord of the Rings. I feel like that would have made sense to me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Harry Potter's hilarious that you got taken for. Do you get any good... Did you know movies? But I'm assuming...
I've had a few school trips. Firstly, Happy Pride. I found this cub in the Vadakai upstairs.
Beautiful.
It's, rainbow zebras.
Harry's an
Rainbow
ally.
zebras. Secondly, yes, I had some school trips. One memorable one was year 6, and at this stage of my life I was living in Oamaru, which is a town of about 13,000 people in the South Island, about an hour north of Dunedin, 3.5 south of Christchurch, for just putting it on the map.
Geographical.
We went to Camp Iona, which was 20 minutes south, on the way to the Muraki Boulders, but not quite the Muraki Boulders. We went there, and there was sort of a double reason why it was cool. Firstly, apparently it was haunted.
Ooh,
There was this ghost story
that's
thing,
the best.
which was kind of like a little bit of, everyone's like, ooh, scary, and it like added to it. Secondly, they matched us up with one of the girls in our classes, and they got to do our makeup, and then we had a little runway and wear clothes and stuff.
Fun.
Nice.
Not quite drag because it wasn't like elevated to that level, but it was reasonably progressive for a Catholic primary school. So that was fun. Secondly, would be many a high school sports exchange. So my high school in Dunedin, Kavanagh, was a Catholic co-ed high school, and we had this little thing going with the Catholic high schools of Oamaru, Gore, and Invercargill. It's like Lower South Island Catholic co-ed schools, and there's 4 of us. So it's quite cool to go spend an overnight in Gore. I know Joe Guy, a friend of the show, and Sam, friend of the show, have just been down in Gore at the Golden Guitars.
You had fun overnight staying in Gore.
Well, you went and
Not
stayed
buying
with like
it.
a host family, right? Of these parents and kids that went to the St. Peter's in Gore, and there wasn't really any options of things to do outside of just like get to know each other and
Speak
watch
your truth,
movies
Harry.
and stuff. So you just bonded super quick. You trauma bonded with the residents of Gore.
The residents of Gore.
Beautiful.
Well, we didn't get. Oh, fuck, we went to camp in primary school. I think that was about. My favorite was Motat. Motat has. Have you been Motat?
No, but I
you
see the
gone to
signs
Auckland.
for everywhere.
Harry, have you been Motat? Motat's a good time. Motat has
It's a
a.
train museum.
Yeah, but there's more than that. There used to be. I don't know if it's still there, but there was this like old dinky church thing that was out the back, like one of those very small churches, like the size of the studio, and it was scary as hell, and I loved it. It was so good. They used to have animatronic stuff in there. And yeah, I always look forward to it. We're getting eyes through the.
They had Pacifica Fest run through Motat.
Yeah, Pacifica takes place in Motat, which is for like a bunch of the dudes that I grew up with. That's the only time they've been to Motat, is because Pacifica takes place there. I think my favorite school trip though was I was in uni and we went to, I don't know why we went on a field trip at uni. We went to the Auckland Memorial Museum.
I love that place.
And one of the boys randomly, I don't know what was wrong with him. He was always a bit of a strange character, but when we got to the front of the museum, he like stopped and saluted the flags on the top of the museum.
Okay.
And
Flags make you do that sometimes.
I've never felt the need to salute a flag. It was just real bizarre. It was like in public, and I was just like, it was not like he was in the military or anything like that. He just started saluting it, and our lecturer was like, "Hey, put your bloody hand down." Yeah, so that was a highlight of all the school trips I ever done. Camp was a weird one. I feel like camps are always weird. I don't know. We just I don't know where like 6-year-old boys get shaving cream from, but they do. And my dad was also. I was real lucky. I was one of the kids that. My dad came along to the camp, yeah. So I had like a nice bed because like I got to sleep next to my dad.
True.
Yeah, always a perk.
There wasn't shaving cream going around at my primary school camps, but there was deep heat going around, and that was
Yes.
that was an interesting time.
Yeah. Toothpaste getting poured on people's faces.
Damn.
Young boys, man, they're just honestly little terrors to society, just menaces. But I'd love to hear about your best school trip. Maybe you have a good one. Maybe you have a better one than Harry going to Gore for the weekend. I don't know. Maybe it's a possibility. Let us know. I'll check a poll up on the Instagram later tonight. Make sure you check it out. As you may be aware, Piripi Season 2 is out now. It is the OE Adventures of Piripi, narrated by his mother. He has headed off to Perth. He's arrived in this latest episode that dropped yesterday at 4 p.m. And he's catching up with a Perth local by the name of Frank Phillips, who sells Piripi his beloved Mazzy.
What's a Mazzy?
Find out.
A Mazda?
Find out in the latest episode of Piripi Season 2. Available now. New episodes Monday, 4 p.m. Make sure you check it out. It's great. Piripi Season 1 was hilarious.
It's hilarious.
His mother's hilarious.
It's so funny.
And Season 2 of him heading over to Perth is great. I highly encourage you to check it out. Brand new episodes available now on all social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Check it out. That is about all the time we have for today's show. Thank you for tuning on in. Before we go, a few things. Plane on fire in Queenstown.
Oh.
I know you didn't want to talk about
Yeah,
it.
you just said, can we talk about it? And I said,
you're like, I don't want to talk about it.
I'm scared of the
Holy.
planes, man. I'm scared of the damn planes.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't read too much into the story, but I do know that flying over Queenstown, it caught on
Turbulence, fire,
There's photos.
drama.
Terrifying. Hope that all the passengers and staff on that flight are safe and well. Also, I don't know if I want to fly ever again.
It's
Been a lot of bad experiences for New Zealanders and planes recently.
We're not super lucky, but the funny thing was, they did talk to some Wellingtonians who were on the flight, and they were like, it was fine. I'm like, well, don't ask them. Like,
Don't ask the
flying
people.
into Wellington is a near-death experience every single time. You will meet your maker just landing.
I'd never seen a whole plane of people clap until I flew to Wellington.
Yeah.
So funny.
I've had times flying into Wellington where I've been like, oh, last minute trip, it's like my friend's birthday or something, like, grab one, get on the plane. And then I'm like, oh, I'm going to die. That's it. I'm going to die. And you never do die, but they're just built different down there.
Yeah, I implore you to start a clap next time you land in Wellington. You should do it. Just start it. Just as soon as that plane touches down, start slowing down, just start the
I
clap.
clap when they give me that little cookie. I'm like, yes! Little cookie! I love that bit.
Also, I know that you were pretty stoked about some anime.
Oh yeah, Demon Slayer's back, baby. Yeah, been
How-
watching Demon Slayer.
How long does it go for?
Like per ep or...
No, you know how long does a season last, and then how long do you have to wait between seasons?
So it's actually a very good question in regards to Demon Slayer, because Demon Slayer has done it quite differently than any other anime has done it before, which is like traditionally one episode a week, 20 minutes of content, 24 episodes, 26 episodes a season, depending. If you've got a one-off season, it's like 13 episodes. But Demon Slayer has like released stuff in movies, like the first episode of this season was like 40 minutes.
Oh wow.
They're just fucking around with it, and I respect that. I like it. New season's really good. Obviously, I've read it all, so I know exactly what happens. But, happy to see the animation. But I have realised, like, when you're watching something like that and people don't know anything about it, if they catch even a moment of it, it's just so bizarre. Like, I was watching one bit, and my boyfriend came in. He's like, why is she talking to a bird? I'm like, okay, we're gonna need a minute as to why she's talking to a bird. I'm like, because she's a demon, but no one knows she's a demon, and this bird knows she's a demon, and the bird is friends with this guy who's trying to kill the demons, and it's a whole thing. And he's like, I'm not paying attention. And then later on, he was like, who are these people? I'm like, well, this guy's got 3 wives, and they all have huge tits. He's like, right, tell me more about that. And I'm like, well, he used to be a ninja, and then he almost died in the last arc, where everyone died like 6 times, but then like got back up and fought again. Now he's retired. He lives in the woods, and he's training everybody to push heaps of big rocks. And he's like, what are you watching? I'm like, it's the best show.
I relate, because every time we watch a historical like war film or something like that, I have to explain the Iraq War to my girlfriend, because she's like, why are they there? And then I have to do a
depends.
And as
who
somebody
you ask.
as somebody who loves history, I have a lot of fun doing it, but I can also see like she's spending a lot of the time going like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, that's that's like everything I watch. I feel like it's just like, he gets SVU now though.
Oh, that's good.
I don't think it would have worked us living together if he hadn't
Gotten into
enjoyed
SVU.
SVU, because I do be watching it.
I had the same experience with Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, I love Grey's
Anatomy and
Grey's Anatomy
Friends.
is White Woman's One Piece. It's amazing. I love Grey's Anatomy. I will never ever say a bad word about it, because anything bad about it is good.
You're in Grey's Anatomy for 2 reasons: the romance or the romance or the surgeries.
Both.
I'm there for the surgeries. My girlfriend's there for the romance. Evie's there for both.
I'm there for just like what I miss about TV, and I think what maybe why I still like anime so much, or why I still like SVU so much, or why I'm like a Grey's Anatomy girly. I love Monster of the Week stuff. I love like this is here's what's going on. Here's the people, you know them, you love them. This week they're fighting this guy, or like for SVU this time they're catching a serial killer and a pedophile, you know. And then with like Demon Slayer, it's like, well, here is the current demon that we are in fact dealing with. Like I want like Monster of the Week, Star Trek. I love Star Trek. I've been watching heaps of Star Trek.
Inside of you are 2 walls: Grey's Anatomy or ER.
Oh, ER was good.
ER was good.
With George Clooney.
Yeah.
Yes, ER was sick.
People forget about it. People
Bring back
don't put enough
ER.
respect on ER.
It was on the same kind of era as Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
What a time for television.
And it's
we didn't
never
know
recovered.
What we had.
Yeah, we didn't know
We
what
didn't know
we
what we
had.
had.
And you don't know what you had. Because now we're ending the show. Thank you so much for tuning on in for today's episode. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be away on Thursday.
You're getting your teeth
I'm
done.
getting all my teeth pulled out. Not all of them, just my 4 wisdom
He's
teeth.
getting them all pulled out. He's going to come back looking weird.
It worked out cheaper if I just got all 4 of them pulled out.
It's better to get all 4 at once.
Yeah, it was
Speaking from experience.
$750 for the Rufinol or whatever, and I was like, I'm not doing that twice. So
I was like, however much it takes to put me down, girl. Oh, out.
I don't even take a Panadol, so honestly, I don't think it would take much. So, yeah, I'm gonna be away Thursday. I should be back by next week. All hopes, because I know that nothing's gonna stop me from going to this Blues game. Wind, rain, shine, no teeth. I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, good. Whatever.
so-
when I got mine out, I was out and about, girl. Wasn't supposed to be, but I was. And look, I look fine. Feel fine. Killing it.
So, yeah, feel free to leave your well wishes below.
and prayers.
I will see you next week, Tuesday. But the show goes on until we see you next time, as we always say. Till fast, 4 and
Cupcakes.